Something concerning is happening in Tampa Bay, and it's not just fans talking anymore, it's the players themselves sounding the alarm. After a joint practice that exposed some serious cracks, Buccaneers players are openly admitting their team got outworked, out-physicaled, and honestly, embarrassed on the practice field. And with the regular season just weeks away, this is exactly the kind of warning sign that could define their entire 2026 campaign. Let's break down what actually happened, and why even quarterback Baker Mayfield can't hide his concern. Let's set the stage first. There's already a narrative swirling around this Buccaneers team heading into the new season. Baker Mayfield himself admitted that he believes most people are predicting Tampa Bay to finish with a losing record this year. That's already a tough pill to swallow before a single regular season snap has even been played. And based on what happened during Tuesday's joint practice against the Jacksonville Jaguars, that outside doubt might not be completely unfounded. According to Rick Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times, Jacksonville was simply the better team on the field that day. They were more physical, executed with more precision, and played with a clear sense of urgency that Tampa Bay struggled to match. That's not just an outsider's opinion either. Buccaneers players themselves confirmed it after the session ended. Rookie linebacker Josiah Trotter didn't sugarcoat anything when he spoke to Joe Bucs fan following practice. He openly admitted that the energy from the defense simply wasn't where it needed to be. According to Trotter, several veteran players spoke up after practice, and they weren't happy. They felt the overall body language and effort level didn't match the standard this team is supposed to hold itself to. Trotter acknowledged the heat was a factor, but he made it clear that real professionals have to push through those conditions, create their own energy, and find ways to make plays regardless of the weather. Now, before anyone panics completely, let's add some context here. This was one practice, on one hot summer day, ahead of a meaningless preseason finale against the Jaguars this Friday. Around the league, most players right now are mentally starting to shift toward that final stretch before Week 1 truly matters. A slow practice in August doesn't automatically predict disaster in September. But here's why this specific situation feels different for Tampa Bay. This isn't the first time energy and effort concerns have surrounded this exact locker room. Rewind back to this past December, when head coach Todd Bowles went completely viral after an expletive-laden post-game rant, where he called his team's effort inexcusable following a tough loss. Then, just this past June, Bowles again brought up concerns, suggesting that certain players took plays off during Tampa Bay's brutal second-half collapse last season. Remember, this team started 2025 red-hot at 6 wins and 2 losses, only to completely fall apart down the stretch, finishing 8-9 and missing the playoffs entirely. So when Trotter mentions energy issues resurfacing at practice, longtime Buccaneers fans immediately recognize that familiar, troubling pattern from last season. Now let's get to Baker Mayfield's own reaction, because his comments were even more direct than Trotter's. Mayfield openly admitted that Jacksonville was, in his words, playing with their hair on fire. He didn't hold back either, stating flatly that if Tuesday's practice had been an actual game, he doesn't believe Tampa Bay would have come out on the winning side. Mayfield called the entire experience eye-opening and said the coaching staff needs to go back and review the film carefully, because things are rarely as good or as bad as they initially appear in the moment. But from his own perspective as the starting quarterback, he was clear about one specific issue. The Jaguars physically outworked his offense, and that's simply never something a team wants to hear, especially with the regular season rapidly approaching. So what happens now? Mayfield and the rest of the Buccaneers' offense have a real opportunity to fix these issues before the games actually start counting. Tampa Bay opens their regular season on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals on September 13th, and based on these comments, there's clearly work to be done before then. The bigger question looming over this entire situation is simple. Is this just a rough practice that gets corrected with a few tough coaching conversations? Or is this the exact same energy and effort problem that sank Tampa Bay's season last year, resurfacing right on schedule? So here's my question for you. Do you think the Buccaneers can fix these energy and effort issues before Week 1? Or is this a warning sign of another disappointing season in Tampa Bay? Drop your prediction in the comments below.